Welcome back to page 121. Just a shorter video today. We're going to take a look at one of my favorite monsters out of the monster manual, the Shambling Mound. Shambling Mound's a really good monster. It comes at armor class 0, pretty formidable for the old books. 8 to 11 hit dice. 2 attacks per round for 2 to 16 each. Special attack is suffocation. Special defense, see below. They are low intelligence, they are neutral alignment, and they are large. Basically, the Shambling Mound is just it. It's just kind of wandering on the swamp area looking for something to do something with. It doesn't talk about having any kind of biology or anything, so we don't have any reason to think it does. Interestingly, there was a character introduced in 1971 by Marvel Comics called the Man-Thing. And if you look at this picture I have of the Man-Thing right there, and you put it next to the Shambling Mound picture, you're going to see a family resemblance. I truly believe that the Shambling Mound was taken from Marvel Comics, the Man-Thing. Also, he has a really ginchy figure that WizKids came out with a while ago. I painted it. So I like the Shambling Mound. I like this figure a lot too. But back to the creature at hand, the Shambling Mound, or Shamblers, are found in dismal marshes or certain wet subterranean places. They're omnivorous, feeding upon any living material via their weird roots and tendrils. So that's what they feed on. They attack fearlessly, clubbing with their limbs twice per melee round. If both of a Shambler's clubbing attacks hit a single opponent, the victim is entangled and will be suffocated in the creature's slime in 2 to 8 melee rounds, unless the creature is killed. That's interesting. You can't even use strength to get free of that. And I have ruled that once you're pulled into the creature's body, the arms are ready to flail and can pull another one in. These things are big. The brain of the Shambler is located in its mid portion, and its thick fibrous layers make it difficult to penetrate to any of its vital areas. In fact, most hits on it do little damage, thus armor class 0. As it is wet and slimy, has no effect. Lightning causes it to grow, add a hit dice, and cold does either 1/2 or no damage due to the vegetable constitution. So 1/2 if he fails the saving throw, no damage if he makes it. All weapons score only 1/2 damage. It can flatten itself so that crushing has small effect. Spells which affect plants are effective against the Shambling Mound, such as Plant Control and Charm Plant being good examples. And its description, appearing as a heap of rotting vegetation, the Shambler is actually an intelligent form of vegetable life. It is generally 6 to 9 feet in height, with a girth of about 6 feet at its base and 2 feet at the summit. So 6 feet down here and 2 foot up here. It's a big, big boy. That's the Shambling Mound. I've always loved the Shambling Mound. It's a great monster. Now, the party has to be slightly higher level to deal with one of these things because it has a great armor class, 8 to 11 hit dice, 2 to 16 attacks twice a round, and your weapons are only getting half damage no matter what the weapon. And it's got a lot of spells that just flat don't affect it. Of course, Charm, even Hold Monster, I would not allow to affect this thing because it's basically just a vegetable. But of course, if you have a Charm Plant or anything like that, I would allow that to work. But a Hold Monster, I would not allow to work on this. That's just my own house rule. That's not in the write-up. Now, interestingly, Shambling Mounds appear in dismal marshes or swamps and wet subterranean places, i.e. a dungeon. So if you have a damp dungeon, there's a chance there's a Shambler down there. I had a game, back in the late 90s, where, for reasons in the story, a high-level paladin in splendid, beautiful silver armor that he's very proud of, and another high-level fighter had to go into the sewers of Greyhawk. And I had already written my encounter that there would be a form of Shambling Mound down there. My paladin player was not happy about getting so dirty wandering around in the sewers. Well, much to his unhappiness, the Shambling Mound attacked him, but this was not a Shambling Mound just made of roots and vegetation. This was made out of offal and dung. I'll let you guess which letter, starting with SH, I used at the beginning of Shambling Mound. 4-letter word. I'm not going to swear. I don't on my channel. But that's what it was. And unfortunately, this high-level paladin did have the misfortune of getting hit twice by the arms and dragged into the offal that was this creature. I described him as being covered head to toe in the waste of the city of Greyhawk. Luckily for him, it was not after Enchilada Tuesday, but he was not happy. He was actually very, very mad at me over that because he really prided this character on not getting dirty very much. I never really understood why, because he was a very good player, and except for this one character, that had never been an issue, but it was something he really felt strong about. I didn't know that when I wrote the encounter. I had not DM'd this character before. So lest you think I set this up to ruin his character or embarrass him or something. No, I didn't. I didn't know anything about that little phobia he had about not getting dirty. And then when I rolled the 2 hits to drag him into the offal, he was not happy. So needless to say, I had to make a few amends to that player in the future when he played his paladin. I didn't kowtow to him, of course, but I made a point that I didn't do anything like that to him again. And I also didn't laugh about the situation because I know that would have upset him as well. But you can make shamblers out of a lot of different things. It doesn't just have to be as described here. You can do your homemade ones. I did one out of offal and dung. You can do them in a lot of ways, a lot of places. I love shambling mounds in sewers. There's an excellent old episode of Kolchak, the Night Stalker, where he's dealing with a creature called Paramalphe, who is basically just the Man-Thing from Marvel. This was in 1974 or 75, the episode was out. And Kolchak has to deal with him down in the sewers. And that was where I got the idea for it, when they went into the sewers of Greyhawk. So, big fan of the old Kolchak show. Don't know if you know it, but I recommend it highly. I think it's on Peacock right now. But that's all I've got to say about the Shambling Mound today. Just another shorter one. I'm going to be working a few of these in every now and again. But that's it for today on page 121. Please put any comments or your experiences of Shambling Mounds, and let me know what you think. And thanks for your time, and I'll see you next time.